Bushkill Park in Easton, Pennsylvania is a small but historic amusement park. This park was ravaged by flooding between 2004 and 2006, and it was closed for many years. But the park is open once again, and this includes their famous funhouse as the oldest in the country. Find out if you should visit this park in this review. Bushkill Park opened back in 1902. The park is an old-fashioned family park, and it operated regularly until 2004. That year, the park sustained major damage from Hurricane Ivan. The park is located next to Bushkill Creek, and the storm caused the river to swell, flooding the park. Then the park was hit with additional floods in 2005 and 2006. Multiple classics were destroyed, including the Whip and the Pretzel Dark Ride. This flooding caused the park to close for nearly a decade. During this time, vandals ravaged the park. It took a while for the park owners to clean up the property, but began reopening in phases. In 2017, the skating rink reopened and some temporary inflatable attractions were added. In 2018, multiple rides started to reopen, including portions of the Barrel of Fun, which is the oldest operating funhouse in America. This attraction finally reopened fully for the 2022 season, and it was given its original name of Hilarity Hall once again. The park is still rebuilding. They're currently in the process of adding a 100-year-old carousel. There are a handful of rides that are standing but not operating as well, such as the Whip and the Roll-O-Plane, plus some partially assembled kiddie rides. Right now this park is mostly for kids. There are roughly 10 operational rides. All are suitable for kids, but only a few can be experienced by adults. As of 2022, there are some small roundabouts exclusively for kids, plus a very small kiddie coaster from King. But there are two important things if you want that coaster credit. One, know it's a powered coaster that barely changes elevation. Two, you must be under 5'8" to experience it according to the operator. There are two larger flat rides. You have a basic tilt-a-whirl, plus a unique scrambler named Chaos. The latter is not an Eli Bridge model. Instead, I believe it's a Garbrick model like the one at Knoebels, and this is a deceptively wild ride. Unlike the Eli Bridge models that have sustained laterals throughout, Chaos throws you side to side, fairly violently no less. Every rotation, you'll start to slide inwards, and then you're viciously slammed to the outside. Just look at the forces on this reverse POV. Another unique ride is the tractor train. Picture those trackless trains you see at parks nowadays, but have it pulled by a tractor instead of a train. Last but not least, there's Hilarity Hall, the park's famous funhouse. This attraction is the main reason I visited the park, and it's a gem. This restored walkthrough is full of enjoyable classic gags. There's a giant wooden barrel, a wobbly staircase that had me falling over, some rollers on the top platform, and a slick slide at the end that you can either experience on a burlap sack or your back. Then there are also some fun visuals, especially during the month of October. I saw all sorts of Halloween decorations, and the park even had scare actors during the evenings to entice older guests to visit. The park had some other figures along the midways, mostly on the closed and abandoned rides. It suited the holiday well, and I always get a kick when parks mix theming in with former rides. The owners have done a great job getting the park back operational, and I'm sure they aren't done. I'd love to see the park address the half-dozen SBNO or half-built attractions. Considering how hard they worked to restore that funhouse, it's possible they'll do the same with these rides. The park has a laid-back feel to it. Bushkill Park is a quiet setting. It's a big field with trees and that aforementioned creek on the outskirt. Most of the rides are clustered together with the funhouse at the end of the main midway. Then you have an open field behind Hilarity Hall with some picnic benches and a stage. There aren't really any tall attractions here, which fits in with that peaceful vibe. It also helps the employees are some of the nicest I've met at any park. They didn't want to just operate the rides, they wanted to hold conversations with patrons and make sure you were having a pleasant day. Customer service like this can go a long way to endear itself with the visitors. I was also surprised a park of this size had each ride fully staffed even outside of peak summer months. I visited on Columbus Day weekend when pretty much every other park in the Northeast was slammed. Yet Bushkill Park maybe had only 4 or 5 other families there. One of the big issues may be that people don't know this park is open once again. If you search for the park on Google, you're brought to bushkillpark.com. That seems like the right website, but it's not. That's an outdated site from the old owners. For the latest information, you actually need to go to bushkillparkandgrove.com. I really hope this park can get the word out that they're open once again, so they can get enough business to stay open this time. I also hope the water levels of the nearby creek don't flood the park once again and damage the park's future. Parking and admission is completely free. You just pay per ride. Tickets cost $1 each, and rides cost 2 to 4 tickets. So this can be a cheap day out for families if you only try a few attractions. And that's exactly what I did. I only needed a half hour here, and half that time was spent checking out the SBNO and former rides. The amusement park historian in me could not resist. One weird thing is they may not have any permanent restrooms at this time. When I needed to use a restroom, employees directed me to a line of porta potties on the property behind Hilarity Hall. I also cannot comment on this park's food situation. I didn't get anything to eat in my short visit, but there are a few places to grab food. So do I recommend Bushkill Park? If you have young kids, yes. This is a nice little park. Its small size and lack of lines make it a stress-free afternoon, and they can enjoy pretty much every single ride in the park. Plus, you can pair this park with a nearby Crayola experience for a full day. For adults, it depends how much you love fun houses. Hilarity Hall alone is worth a pit stop if you're a fan of attractions like this. It's one of the country's best fun houses. And then you can also get the coaster credit if you're on the shorter side. I enjoyed the employees I interacted with and my time there as well, but I just don't think I'll be returning anytime soon unless they add something notable simply because of how loaded the Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York area is for amusement parks. So those are my thoughts on Bushkill Park in Pennsylvania. What are your thoughts on this park? Let me know if you visited before or after the floods down below. If you enjoyed this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.